Dear friends, between Hamas and even the majority of the Palestinians and Israel, there is a severe blood feud, the barbaric cruelty of which we saw recently in the massacre committed by Hamas of Israeli citizens, during which old men, women, and small children were brutally slaughtered. Entire families with small children were burned alive. Women and girls were raped and their limbs were cut off. The biblical cry of God in front of Cain is also heard towards us. The voice of your brothers, blood cries out to me from the ground. This difficult war of Israel against its barbaric enemies is the duty of the Jewish people to its sons and daughters. It must end in a crushing victory for Israel over Hamas. And in his submission. At the same time, this conflict, with all its terrible cruelty, is local. It does not have to spread over the region or over the entire world. The question arises, is the entry of the United States into the picture really beneficial to the matter? Or could it turn into a conflict local to a wide and even global conflict? Violent, bloody, and brutal. Israel's involvement in two combat arenas against Hezbollah in the north and against Hamas in the south already puts Israel on a collision course with Iran. American involvement expands the circle of the conflict and brings Russia and China into the picture, alongside other countries in the region, such as Iran, Yemen, Syria, and more. This conflict finds the USA heavily invested, including loans from China in Russia's war against Ukraine. This conflict also finds the USA in one of its economic downturns, with a huge deficit and with a military in a problematic situation, which is doubtful can conduct on behalf of the American people a war of this magnitude. In addition to the military deterioration, a negative effect is also expected on the world economy and on energy prices that will give it signals on all areas of life. The regional or global entanglement may continue, and the world may find itself on the way to a global conflict, which will harm Europe and the USA, and of course the Middle East and Israel. The involvement of Hamas and Hezbollah nests in the United States and on European soil may provoke a wave of global protests and even large demonstration attacks there as well. To remind you, according to various publications in the world media, following the Biden administration's open borders policy, there is no doubt that Hamas and Hezbollah operatives infiltrated from Mexico to the USA, and they are waiting for the order. For these reasons and many more, I urge everyone who listens to us, think also about the damage that may grow from American support, not only about the benefit, and the damage can be severe and painful. It is not at all certain that American involvement in the local conflict, and the danger of it becoming a global conflict, is a positive thing. Not for the entire world, not to the Middle East and the region, not to the USA, not to Israel. Anyone who thinks they can trust the USA because it is a superior power forgets that I was the horse of the Roman Emperor Caligula. And where is Rome today? I have seen empires rise and fall in my lifetime. This is not uncommon. Therefore, both the US and Israel should be careful of excessive US involvement that could degenerate the world into a major disaster.